I'm Josette Rivera, a geriatrician and educator. In my experience caring for older adults, and particularly for patients living with dementia, I've observed how caregiving is a huge, often unpaid, often untrained job, and that acknowledging and appreciating caregivers is really important. Caregivers are an essential part of patient support systems and are foundational to the health of people living with dementia. They're also crucial to making the diagnosis because of the collateral data they can provide about your patient's cognition and function. We need to know our patients' caregivers and feel comfortable including them in the care planning process. Caregivers are often referred to as the invisible patient because they are as much a part of the care as anyone else, but we don't have a formal, systematic way to recognize them or engage with them or meet their needs. Here are some strategies to do this. The first step in supporting your patient's caregivers is identifying them. You might ask your patient, do you have someone, a family member, friend, or neighbor, who helps you with everyday tasks or coordinating your medical care? Do you have a healthcare agent, someone you have designated to make healthcare decisions for you if you can't speak for yourself? Have you completed legal documents designating a healthcare agent or durable power of attorney? What if it turns out a patient doesn't have a caregiver? Many older adults and people living with dementia don't have anyone they can rely on to support them day to day or who can help them with specific needs such as healthcare decisions or finances. The good news is that there are many resources to support people in the community with minimal social networks. An important starting place is a local agency that serves older adults. Often this will be a county-based department. Please explore our website for more resources so that when you identify these patients, you can help them establish a support network as they navigate this condition. Assuming they do have a caregiver, the next step is to figure out how to include this person. Some things to consider. For each caregiver, determine what their role is. For example, does this person help with medical care coordination and tasks, or household chores, or with finances? You'll want to ask both the patient and caregiver if the caregiver should be informed of all appointments and care plans, or just informed as needed, and ask if it's okay to talk with them separately. You can include caregivers directly by asking them, generally, what's the best way for us to work together? You might also ask, how would you like us to communicate? For example, in the medical chart or by phone. It's important to document this information along with caregiver names, contact info, and their roles. And if possible, get copies of formal documents and scan those into the chart as well. The third step in supporting caregivers is to acknowledge them. Acknowledging caregivers can be very powerful. This might be something as simple as saying, I've noticed how well your dad is doing, which means you're doing a great job. The work you're doing is so important to his health. And the final step in supporting caregivers is to offer an assessment. This isn't to grade them on their performance, but rather to formally assess how caregivers are doing and what their needs are so we can offer the right resources. We hear a lot about burnout in caregiving. An important part of building caregiver resilience is connecting them to community resources, support groups, and in-home services. There's a section on our website with additional details on how to assess caregiver well-being and for burnout, as well as resources for caregiver support. For many caregivers, there's tremendous joy and growth in the caregiving role, especially when they feel well-resourced and acknowledged. To recap, supporting caregivers is just as important as supporting our patients. By identifying, including, acknowledging, and assessing, we can reduce caregiver burnout and increase positive outcomes for our patients.